All right, are we live? We live? I think we're live. We'll be good. We'll be live. We'll be good. We'll be live. All right, let's start the show. How to make chicken parm.
Cue the music.
Yeah! Soft jazz! By the way, he failed to mention this is whole milk mozzarella. It's different than the other type of skim mozzarella.
Strips like this. I think it gives the chicken.
I generally prefer whole milk mozzarella for. If I were to make, I've never made chicken parm. I don't think, but if I were to make it, yeah, I'd definitely go with whole milk mozzarella.
Chicken parm.
I usually use that for my broiling. Takes minutes. I'll never forget the first time I broiled anything. I went to like check my email or something, and I came back to burnt shit. About 20 seconds.
Oh, looks so good. Watch and
Irving!
drizzle of olive oil. A light layer.
I mean, I love pasta. I like spaghetti. But god damn, dude.
Of that tomato sauce. Just enough to coat the top of the pasta and the bottom of the chicken parm. And last
That's a lot of pasta.
but not least, I'll add on my chicken parm. With a bit of fresh basil because why not?
Now, typically, I would have put the pasta in the tomato sauce. I know that's not traditional, but go fuck yourself.
Chicken parm. This kitchen smells amazing.
So does your mother's ass. Okay, I've never done this channel before, so hopefully I don't get the yellow triangle of doom.
So pretending that these are already topped, lay
This is how Triple Beam pumps out 600 pizzas in a day.
them out like this and give
So
them
do they bake their doughs?
enough space for them to actually get good air blowing in the center. Like if these we bake off for 3.5 minutes. If we do that, and imagine if this is completely full all the way across, how many pizzas can we churn out? Our busiest location is on average during the summer about 65,000 a week in sales.
Wow. Is that just pizza?
No, we also Jesus, fuck that joke. It was going to be run a brothel out of the back, but I fucked that up.
How did Triple Beam Pizza grow so fast? One of their locations does over 500 or 600 pizzas a day. Juan, the operations manager, is going to show us around one of the locations, and he's going to show us exactly how they operate this pizzeria. Juan's a very analytical, numbers-driven person, and he's very organized. He has a system and a process for everything, and that's how they organize.
Okay, looks like the dough's par cooked. Weird they store them in these totes, which are, I assume, food grade, but...
This vast operation that they have, and that's how one of their stores can do over $65,000 in just 1 week, selling only pizza. Juan's gonna show us around, show us everything. He doesn't hold anything back. He tells us all the secrets, spills all the beans.
That is one pizza that I think is one of the most overrated fucking pizzas on the planet, and that's margarita. It's a bunch of sauce, a little cheese, and some basil. In other words, bullshit.
If you're looking to grow your pizza shop, this is going to be the episode you want to save and come back and
Well, I don't have a pizza shop, but I'll watch this. Maybe I'll buy one. With blackjack, hookers. Screw the blackjack.
listen to multiple times. So let's get into this episode of
Hookers that not only will suck your dick, but feed you pizza while you're doing it.
the Pizzeria
Or while they're doing it.
Insider.
This is how much I used to pay for home insurance, but not anymore.
I wonder if I could actually charge a premium for that. Like run a brothel where like the girl gives you a BJ, but she also feeds you pizza, or you can have a pizza while you're doing it.
I use Solvable to lower my rate, and now I only pay $11.99 for home insurance. I mean, it's amazing. Every home.
Thanks so much for having me here. This is great.
Thanks, man. It was a pleasure meeting you last month.
I know. Actually, you inspired me to get these. So I have these. I'm going to put these on in a minute. Me and Juan are going to be twinning. But these are
There
great.
you go.
These are these meta glasses. We talked about this. So many people reached out to me after we did that podcast episode because they're like, that's a brilliant idea with recording these and then putting them on YouTube, which is what you do here at Triple Beam, right?
Correct. Yeah. So what I do with these are multiple things. I use them for social media, for both Triple Beam and myself. Obviously, personal stuff like going out with my kids and whatnot, not having to hold my phone all the time.
Yeah.
But the cool thing about it is being able to do.
All right, a quarter is 3 pieces. That feeds 1. A half is 6 pieces. That feeds 2. 3 pieces would not feed me. I need at least a half.
All of the training videos for the kitchen
And
managers.
basically, the whole one is 12 pieces. I assume
That's
that
great.
feeds
How long you
like
been working
3 or
here?
4.
I've been with Triple Beam for about 5.5 years.
And what's your role?
I'm the corporate chef for all of Triple Beam. So I take care of anything kitchen related, whether it's culinary, kitchen development, growth in doing the kitchen layout and making sure that everything runs efficient, equipment ordering, working with purveyors. As right now, I'm working on an RFP for the whole company, not just for Triple Beam, but everything underneath our corporate umbrella.
What's that for people who don't know what that is?
Triple Beam Pizza is an entity within from 4 owners, and within those 4 owners, they also have other restaurants. So through all of them, if I consolidate all of the buying power that we have as a whole group, it gives us more volume in buying power to be able to get a better price for all of our items. If we also work on consolidating the brands that we utilize and we all come to an agreement. So from there, I spearhead the process with all different purveyors. Typically do about 3 to 4 rounds, takes about a month and a half or so to be able to lock that in. Typically, I only work with 2 main purveyors and 1 or 2 that are backups. Other than that, it's all consolidated between those 2. And it's knowing how to get your items and being able to separate them so you don't give all your max power to just one company and then this comes up over here.
How many locations are there total?
Currently, we have, Highland Park, which is our original location, Echo Park, then it was Santa Monica, no correction.
Okay, I don't really care that much. Let's go move on to something else.
There's Alla Pala. The difference between Alteglia and Alla Pala essentially is that Alteglia goes on a pan into the oven, and Alla Pala actually gets stretched and accordioned onto a peel, and it goes directly onto the stone, which is why we get those 36 by 10 crusts, and then we cut those in half, and that's essentially our whole pizza, which is an 18 by 10.
So does the dough get shipped here cooked?
Yeah, it's already baked off, so let me show you. So what happens here is
So they don't even make the fucking dough in-house? Even Papa John's does that! Little Caesars does that!
through the commissary, this is how we deliver our Biancos.
Oh, okay. So this is a full-size pizza. So if someone ordered a whole pizza, that's what they get.
Correct. This is one whole pizza, but they come out of the oven that long.
Okay.
Yeah.
So at the commissary, they come out looking like this whole pizza.
Correct. So once they cool down throughout the day, in the afternoon, we'll start packaging them, which is 50 to a tote, and then we charge the restaurants as such.
So each restaurant, it's almost like the commissary is its own business.
It's its own entity. So our commissary is nonprofit. All we do is we charge everything food cost-wise cost.
That's interesting. So it runs as a nonprofit. It just needs to break even.
Yes, correct. And if it breaks even within $5,000, I believe, or I think they raised it to 10,000 profit or loss at the end of the year, it gives you a big tax write-off so that's how we operate it. So the labor is charged separately from the food. and like everything that has to do with rent, electricity, all of that jazz.
Although maybe I'll try par bacon my pizza crust next time I do pizzas.
Gets consolidated along with, for example, the labor and everything else. It gets reduced down per week, and then that gets carried out to the restaurants on a separate note, which typically can be laid out before or after prime cost.
So each individual pizza.
Okay, I don't care that much. Commissary, nonprofit, blah, blah. Okay, pizzas. All right.
Have you ever seen a product that transforms any ordinary space into a dreamy underwater world in just 1 second? Meet the Kamau Immersive Ocean Projector, the mood light that's taking the market by storm. Over 100.
Here, let me show you.
Yeah.
So pretending that these are already topped, you can lay them out like this and give them enough space for them to actually get good air blowing in the center.
Oh, yes.
Now multiply, like if these we bake off for 3.5 minutes. If we do that, and imagine if this is completely full all the way across, how many pizzas can we churn out? So our busiest location is on average during the summer about 65,000 a week in sales.
Wow.
Imagine.
Is that just pizza?
And then just pizza and some salads that I already showed you.
No alcohol though?
It just has beer and wine, but it's a very, very small percentage of
That's
it.
a lot of money for a weekly sales.
And so, which is why we do so much production at the restaurant level. I mean, at the commissary level.
That's crazy.
And that's.
Which location is that?
That's our Highland Park location, which is only about 1,800 square feet.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man.
That's a good sales number. Great sales number for 1,700
Per
square feet.
footage. This is our current menu right now. We typically.
Let's see. Margarita, which is trash. Pepperoni, fine. I've never done acorn squash on a pizza. I hate mushrooms. I like sausage, and cheese is okay. Prosciutto's fine. Potato sage, never heard of that. And vegan pizza is trash.
We run with 12 different pizza options.
How often do you change those?
I change those with every season.
Okay.
So aside from every season, I also do specials. So like once the customers come in and they start asking for different pizzas, or they go on Instagram and we could post something completely different.
Not to be an ass, but can people make their own?
And they'll just go into the comments, be like, bring back the potato pizza or this one. So for like a week or two, we'll add those little specials in between. Or if we have promotions, like for example, next.
He's not dead, I don't think. But no, I wasn't a big Mitch McConnell fan. Or is he dead? Check Yahoo quick. Nah, nothing on his death yet. Apparently he did have meetings with Republican leaders. Not dead yet, but nearly there.
This coming Saturday, actually, we're going to be at Just Like Heaven, which is a big music festival at the Rose Bowl.
Okay.
And then the week after that, we're at Cruel World, same location. So once we do special pizzas for those type of events, we'll put them on for a week and then do like promotions and being able to give away tickets, things like that.
Got it. And you have up top too, I can see up top, you have kind of how someone.
No, but the governor's asking for a health update. He's getting challenged to show proof of life. So it's not confirmed that he's dead yet, so I'm gonna go. I guess I'm gonna go with he's still alive. Google hasn't said he's dead yet, so he's not dead. You're not dead until Google says you're dead.
Could think about ordering when they walk in, because I'm sure they.
Correct.
I don't think they'd have a special election. I believe the governor would just appoint a senator to finish out the term and then have a regular. It's too close to the election of 26 to have, or this year's election to have a special one. And even if he does, the Republican's going to win. It's Kentucky, for Christ's sakes. What do you think? You're going to get a progressive candidate out of Kentucky?
average pizza eaters probably aren't super familiar with Roman style pizza.
They're not. A lot of it's something that's relatively new.
Normally, with almost every other job, Cutie, you'd be correct, but he's a senator. He only has to show up once or twice a year.
To the States.
So they probably come in and be like, can I just get a large pizza or a small pizza?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or they're asking for a Supreme.
Yeah.
It's like, so then we start explaining the situation and we start showing them pizzas as they're coming out as well to get an idea. And they're like, whoa. So part of what I do is I always make sure that there's different types of pizzas that attract the palate. So there's some spicy, some sweet, some bitter, some sours, some
Dude, why is the prosciutto not crispy?
meaties. But primarily, if you see the menu, it's about 75%.
All right, this is boring the shit out of me. I want to do the Five Guys thing from Not Another Cooking Show.
Doesn't taste like
Except I really gotta fucking pee. I'll be right back. Okie dokie.
any other fast food burger. And it's not the toppings, and it's not the buns. For the longest time, I've
No, it's the burger meat. Now, look, I love Five Guys, but you'll need to sell a kidney to eat there.
wondered what exactly they do to make their burgers so tender and satisfying. And I've come to realize one specific thing they do on the grill that no one talks about. How do I know this? I watch training videos. From the formation of the patties to how they are cooked, how they're assembled, and even how they're wrapped. It's the little details that allows Five Guys to set itself apart. And today I'm showing you how it's done and more specific.
Oh, shit. I'm gonna do that next time I make burgers. I'm actually gonna wrap the fuckers.
Specifically how I order my burger. This is the Five Guys bacon cheeseburger at home. Now the first thing is the beef, and they use 80/20 chuck. I've got some prime chuck here, the best freshly ground beef I could find at the market. And we're going with 3.5 ounce patties. And see how loose the fibers of the meat are? That's important. Then what we're gonna do is just gently roll it into a ball, no pressure.
You won't believe it, but I literally wear this cargo pants 7 days a week. Flex Rover.
We're gonna put it on a parchment, on a sheet tray right over here. That's why fresh ground beef is important, because otherwise you get that industrial stuff. It's packed tightly. You're never gonna get a tender burger out of it. Again, we're being very gentle, very light, barely having it bind together. Then we take another one, the way they stack it on top of each other, and then they smash it into patties. Not technically a smash burger, there's a smash involved, and the smash is also sort of what makes it special. Now, of course, you could just take the patty and just smash it into a little patty like that. Burger patties are prepped. These are gonna go in the fridge until we're ready to cook them. Now, to me, a Five Guys burger is like not really fitting into a fast food burger. My favorite fast food burger is In-N-Out, but one of my favorite burgers in general, anywhere, for any circumstance is a Five Guys burger. One of the reasons is fun toppings. And with those toppings, there's a lot of different variety you can have. And personally, I'm a bacon cheeseburger guy with jalapenos and cooked onions. And remember, a cheeseburger is 2 patties, a little cheeseburger is 1 patty. We're gonna go with the regular cheeseburger. We cut enough onions for about 2 burgers. Just run the knife along those lines, running across the onion, and we're just gonna give them a dice. And for me, it's very...
Aren't caramelized onions normally goddamn strips of onions?
Very rare you see jalapeno offered at a burger spot. We're gonna go in, thinly sliced jalapeno. Then of course we need bacon. Now, we're gonna be using a griddle. Besides the burgers, we just need to cook the bacon nice and crisp. And since I like to cook bacon in a cold pan or oven, we can get this on the flat top while the griddle heats up. It's gonna cook our bacon, so when the onions and bacon are done, we can cook our burgers no problem. Now, as I've shown you over the last 8 years, I'm a bit of a stickler for quality ingredients. But the sad reality is most markets have a limited selection of...
Oh God, is this the goddamn ad read?
I'm gonna place the bacon on the cold pan. That cold pan allows that fat to render. So by the time that fat's rendered, the bacon is also crispy. Bit of a foolproof trick for bacon. We're gonna keep an eye on those while we get started on our onion. Get a pan on medium-high heat and add a little bit of butter to the pan. Once that butter starts sizzling, then we can go ahead and add in our diced onions. Season with salt, and we're just gonna let those cook down, get nice and caramelized, nice and soft and aromatic. After a few minutes, that one side of the bacon should be getting slightly brown. We can give them a flip. Top guys are cooking a little slower, so I'll let them go a little longer. Remember, there's no heat from here on out. One thing to note about the bacon at Five Guys is it's definitely more on the crispy.
The Beach Bunny Resort was a video I used on the old Grading Women channel.
Side.
It's a fashion show of beachwear. Anything else?
I actually think Five Guys deep fries their bacon, but you know, we're not gonna do that. Now, whenever you think some are done, you can transfer them off the griddle and let them drain on a paper towel. Our onions are looking good. They're brown, they're caramelized, they've softened. Once the onions are cooked, we're gonna get them into a bowl. For the buns, we've got a potato sesame seed roll. They make their buns custom to them, so for us, sort of making our own, this is gonna be basically the best thing you're gonna get on the market. Something that's not gonna kind of crumble under all the pressure of the ingredients. And then, very importantly, we're gonna need a foil sheet. First step is to toast the buns. Now,
I don't know why you'd spend the extra money. I mean, I'm not a cheap ass, but those are like the most expensive version of aluminum foil. Why couldn't you just buy the big roll and just, you know, roll it out and cut it yourself?
Five Guys actually uses 2 griddles, one for the burger patties and then one at a lower temperature for the buns.
Dude, I have shit in my bookmark folder that's years old. I'm really bad about deleting shit.
We got our griddle at around 325. That should be enough to nice and gently brown the buns. When we get our burgers on, we're gonna raise the heat. Once the buns are toasted, we prep the buns. On both sides, I like to go with ketchup. They do 3 rounds. Next up, yellow mustard. If you don't like yellow mustard, just trust. I don't like yellow mustard either, but it does something. 2 circles. We're going with the jalapenos first. They always put a decent amount on. Next, the onions. And then on the bottom bun, again, we're building everything. It's usually a good amount of bacon on there.
So you don't get lettuce on your burger?
Here you would put the wet stuff, like the lettuce, the pickles, the tomatoes, if you're using those.
Well, you have to use pickles. Fuck is wrong with you, man?
The patty goes on here, and we close it up. Now we cook the burgers. First up, make sure our flat top's nice and hot, at least around 400 degrees. Now we're gonna do 2 patties. First patty, a gentle press just to flatten out that surface. Same thing with the next patty.
They're a little too thick for my blood.
Now here's the very specific process. We let that sit on that side for 30 seconds. We're first creating a sear on that first side. We're not going to salt it just yet. We're gonna give them a flip. And this is when we're going to smash it. You're almost gonna take that sear and then break it apart. And this is what I believe contributes to that incredible tenderness. And we're not smashing them super flat. We're just shaping them. We're spreading it out, breaking that crust.
See, I always try to do this part when the burger is still raw, just because you're squeezing out a lot of the juice.
Stuff.
Now, it is early enough in the cooking process where most of that should absorb back in. But still, I do this process when the burger is still raw.
Then we're gonna move it back.
Again,
to the hot spot. Now we're gonna season with salt.
Like I said, it looks like it reabsorbed it, but still.
We're gonna cook it on that side for another 30 seconds.
But then again, I don't give a rat's ass about an authentic recreation. That's why whenever I do like a Wendy's clone, I do circle burgers. I don't do their square burger bullshit.
After 30 seconds, flip, cook for another 30 seconds.
It's probably my only gripe with Wendy's is, what the fuck is the square burgers?
And then add the cheese to one patty.
And I didn't catch how big these patties were. They're quarter pound. I never had two slices of cheese.
After 30 seconds, add one patty.
Okay, he's not going to add patty to the other, cheese to the other patty. Not the way I do it, but fuck it.
On top of the cheese, and that's ready to be served. Then it gets placed right on top of the bacon. Put a top on, and then we need the final step, which is to wrap it in the foil. And this is going to almost rest it, steam the bun, make everything sort of homogeneous. It's sort
I think I might try this just for the hell of it.
of the iconic aspect of these burgers. After a few minutes, and that's what a Five Guys burger looks like when you open it. Cheese sort of like frayed at the edges from sticking to the foil.
What is this music?
That's pretty damn close. I love a Shake Shack and In-N-Out, all those kind of fast food style burgers, but this scratches a different itch. All the flavor.
I don't think I've ever made anything from the Shake Shack menu. I'm not gonna look it up now, fuck it.
The sauces, the texture.
All right. God, what the hell did I call this episode? Oh, got rid of both the title videos. All right, we're going to do this from Joshua Weissman, whatever the fuck. The juiciest queso birria tacos at home.
Best way to make birria, just about any way. We found it. I've been to a lot of places all over, but there's one place in New York that really constantly delivers for me and I'm a big fan of, called Birria-landia. I went there and I was just like, wow, these are so good every time. And I knew that they were doing it an OG way. So they're here today to make this not just the best birria, but the most authentic beef birria that we could be making. And we're doing it in a way that you can make it three main ways. You can make the famous queso birria with regular tacos, or the form of a crispy molita. So with that being said, let's make this, shall we? We'll prep and braise our beef, make a beautiful
Well, at the moment, I have no way to actually do it.
full salsa, and assemble the greatest birria ever. We are here, the man himself. Thank you for coming out. I'm excited. We have a lot of different meats here. 1.5 pounds of beef brisket, 2 pounds of top round, and 1.5 pounds of cross-cut beef shanks. So let's start with maybe the top round. Gloves first, right? Of course. I already touched it with my bare hands. We'll pretend I didn't do that.
We split it like in 3 pieces. This is the brisket and this part for all of this fat. We use this fat to sear out the tortillas. And this is ready like this. We don't need to do anything. We use the sham for the bone to get more rich in the consomme. This is now with salt and black pepper.
Searing time. So we'll preheat this medium high. We got a little bit of oil in there. Brisket goes in. Okay, so we're gonna sear all your beef. About 2 to 3 minutes per side to get a little bit of browning on every side. Bring out the flavor, get a nice Maillard, flip and sear on every single side. Obviously, you're gonna do this in batches, so next we got the 2 shanks going in, and then those are gonna get seared just on both sides, right? A couple of minutes, boom, boom, and then we move on to the next step. Now we're gonna prep the adobo. We got guajillos here. So this goes into boiling water. They've already been seeded. 9 guajillo chilies going in. And so we just want these to get soft. So as soon as it's boiling, he immediately cuts it.
Consider go cooking in this pot for another 2.5 to 3 hours.
So I'm flipping the shanks. The guajillos are done. So we're gonna take these over here to blend the adobo. We have our chilies. So you get a little bit of the boiling water in there. And then we have a half of a white onion going in. 8 cloves of garlic, 2 chipotle peppers, and adobo from the can. So this is the best version, let's be honest. 1/4 cup of tomato paste.
The flavor is so tasty, so it's like a sweet in it. The traditional is a fresh tomato, but in the winter time, the tomatoes come not so good, and and the price gets so high. I was working with Italian restaurants, and I love it. So I try and I like it.
The ingenuity of being a chef in a restaurant. I mean, I love that. And then a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. Okay, so you're gonna add a little bit of the boiling water.
Yeah, let's say 2.
Just to loosen a little bit, okay? And then we're just gonna blend this still smooth.
Yep. If you don't see any more pieces of chile guajillo or any seed, it's done.
This is done?
Yep.
Okay, wow, so super easy. Oh, yeah. It smells amazing.
Perfect.
We're gonna make the spice mix. So first, a tablespoon of chicken bouillon powder.
Chicken bouillon.
Half a teaspoon of black pepper. We have half a teaspoon of white pepper. We have 1 tablespoon of beef bouillon. We got a tablespoon of light brown sugar. 2 teaspoons of
smoked paprika.
And 2 teaspoons of
thyme.
Oregano, yes.
Okay.
But he already knows because the next is
the thyme.
Half a teaspoon.
The clove.
1/4 teaspoon.
Cinnamon.
1/4 teaspoon. Of course, salt, right? You can't do this without salt. That would be up. And then that's a full tablespoon. And then cumin, of course.
Cumin, yes.
Half a teaspoon of that. Wow.
So all the spices in there, we mix. We use this technique because that's how we operation in our central kitchen. And my sous chef made sure to do this 2-3 days ahead.
Keep it consistent.
Keep it consistent, yeah.
So you guys make this in batches and you're sitting on this essentially, big buckets of it. 4 bay leaves.
To don't give any chance my guy forget the bay leaves or something. That's not necessary there. But.
For anybody who has never worked in a restaurant, there's always a chance somebody forgets something unless you put it in the damn container.
Is this insane? Someone just put all Airflexion Smart Leisure Pants on a crazy sale right now. I immediately...
On to the next step. So we have all the meat that's been seared. We put it back in the pot. He's filling another pot up with water because we're gonna essentially add just enough water to cover the meat. Is that your meat guy calling?
I don't know who's calling.
Okay, so we are essentially at a light boil. We have some scum rising to the top, so we have to skim that.
Yep.
So you go through the skimmer. Not everybody has one of these. If you only have a spoon, you can get a really big, ideally flat spoon. You essentially will hold it against the surface. You kind of run the spoon along and pick up some of the scum. It takes a
or fucking spend $15 and get a skimmer.
lot longer with a spoon, but if you don't have one of these, just remember, you can always do it with a spoon. So now we're gonna add the blended guajillo paste, all the spices, and our bay leaves. And then last but not least, half a cup of a neutral tasting oil or any fat you want. It could be beef fat, pork fat, neutral tasting oil, it's up to you, but you need a half of a cup of that. Or
what burger is a must to cook he made? Oh, that I made? I don't know. Pick one.
Directly in there. So we bring it to a simmer, cover it partially.
Everything is about feelings. We say 3.5 hours, but then always taste it. If you feel like in 3.5 hours still a little hard for you, let it another 20 minutes.
So see you in 3.5 hours. Anytime you're eating tacos, what do you feel like is the most important thing to have on the side?
Oh, the sauce. They tell me if your sauce is good tacos. That's why everybody get extra sauce on the side and they add a little more.
This guy gets it. So first step, we are gonna toast the guajillos 8 guajillo chilies are gonna go into a large stainless steel skillet. We are like medium lowish heat, and then we're just gonna toast these for like maybe a couple of minutes.
Until we get very toast. And this is for chile de árbol. We can take it out
when they're
ready.
ready.
The time is ready.
So you have to be careful whenever you're toasting chilies like this because they can burn really fast. You don't want to burn them.
You kill the sauce. If your chilies is burnt, it's bitter. Like
dead.
It's better don't use it.
If they're burned, start over. So maybe have a couple extra chilies on hand just in case.
The árbol is ready.
Smells like nutty, toasted, and you can see that there's a little bit of toast here. Not burned, but like a light sort of charring here. That's really what you want to look for.
So you toast it properly, you cut a little bit of spice and get the flavor more consistent. This is ready too.
Okay, beautiful. Once they're nice and toasted, a little bit of color on them, they smell toasty, we'll remove them from the pan so they don't burn.
Yeah, then
you put the tomatoes straight in. So we have 4 Roma tomatoes and 4 large.
doing them
These are the biggest
whole?
tomatillos I think I've ever seen. These are huge. Mother of God. So you're gonna basically char these or sear them in a dry skillet, medium-high heat, 2 to 3 minutes on one side, flip, and 2 to 3 minutes on the other side.
So you see, you sometimes feel like a tomato dance.
They really are. They're kind of shaking it. This one's going crazy right here.
When we do the one flat Creole, it's like this size, you dump the whole case of red tomatoes and you see how it start getting dance. I like that, dry, not oil in here. If you put oil, it start more like they call salsa tatemada. And without oil, we make it keeping that red color more natural.
To cut the richness of the fat. So we're gonna add all of our tomatoes, all of our chilies, chili de árbol, guajillos,
tomatoes,
2 garlic cloves. We have 1 chipotle pepper, very nice, and then another tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, and then 1 tablespoon of salt. Done and done. Wow, it's easy.
And just to help the machine start waiting on, we add a touch of water. There you go, no more than that.
Okay, and then on high.
We blend all together. Yep.
Ooh, spicy. Delicious. Hey!
It is delicious, and it's not ready yet. This now is to heat. We need to let it sit a little bit. At time we see the tacos. The spice is a little bit strong, but it'll be smooth now.
Oh, you think it'll mellow out?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll let this sit, and now we prepare the taco. The meat is finally done. It smells incredible. It's bubbling. We have a huge layer of red fat. This is super important. This is the crucial piece you were talking about. So we have to take the fat out.
Try collect all the fat. If some brother in there, it's okay. It's no problem. It's not a big deal. You can see.
Beautiful. Like almost like chili oil.
Exactly. Yeah. You will take almost all of it because it's important. Don't let a lot of fat here. First of all, because you're going to use for the tortillas. And second one, when you're serving the consomme, don't look too grease.
People are going to sip the broth. You don't want them sipping on fat. You want them sipping on the consomme.
And that's it. You move the fat left and there around, and you take a clean consomme.
Beautiful.
So now we go process to chop the meat. I like use this pack to help.
I've had to do that a few times, and while it's not hard, skimming the fat off is a pain in the fucking ass.
Like this, here, there we go. You see the bone?
Yep, the bone has done its job, so we can dispose of it. Oh my God, it's so hot. Oh.
There we go. You see how fat it is? I like to do put the fat out, and then I like do like that. When you get with one taqueria, this is the first noise you hear. Chop the meat. Yeah, and then you see, you don't have to use all the fat from the briskets, depends how it look. If you see like it's a lot of dry meat, this look right now like it's balanced. It's perfect like that.
Okay.
This is the technique we use over there. We put it back to this.
A foster mom with 15 dogs showed me how shelters stop indoor peeing and why my $800 trainer never could. I tried everything. Pee pads, he peed next to them. $800 on training, he still marked the hallway. Enzyme sprays, they just made my carpet smell like flowers and pee. I learned the exact spot to step over in the dark. I watched people's faces flinch as they walk in. I figured this was just life with dogs. Then I met this woman. She fosters 15 dogs. 15!
It's a little pack. That is the best way. You can do straight from here to the tacos, but if you are ahead, all the family is not together in your table, it's better you put in this pack. You add in a little bit of the juice to the meat.
Oh no, always do something like this. I like to let my, if I'm using like chicken or beef, and it's not burger, I always like to let my taco meat hang out in like a slow cooker for like an hour before I serve it with a nice little broth.
Bay leaves is in there, but this is used for flavor, you throw it away. And this is ready to go straight to the tortillas to build the tacos.
Let's make a taco. So we have yellow corn tortillas ready to go. We have our separated fat from earlier that we skimmed off the top and a hot griddle. But this could be hypothetically anything, right? So it doesn't have to be a griddle, it could be a cast iron pan, whatever you have, but ideally a griddle works best. Heat it over around medium-ish.
Medium, yeah, like you see how it's smoking.
Yeah, so you'll take 2 tortillas.
It's like you put cream in your body. Well, we do like this, with some fat over here, and we put like this. Oh, I missed, they put this on top.
You're using it as a paintbrush.
Yeah, exactly. You see one side is fat, other on the side, but you, a little bit this. You can see the tortillas show you by themselves when it's ready to flip it.
So that's what you're looking for, is a little bit of puffing. So basically, it looks like the goal is to get a very thin layer of oil evenly covering it. You don't want too much.
Yep.
And if you do have too much, you kind of want to spread it around, and you don't have to go back into the oil. You can just use the tortilla as the brush.
Yeah.
It makes so much more sense. Now, once you have all of your birria ingredients, you can make one of 3 things: a regular taco, a quesabirria, or a molita. The regular taco is obvious, right? You take 2 tortillas, dip it, let them cook just until they're a little bit toasted, place them on your plate, fill with a generous amount of your meat, top with onion, cilantro, and salsa, and serve with lime and a ramekin of consomme. Now to make a quesabirria, same thing. You have your toasted tortillas, but instead you're gonna put cheese, ideally shredded Oaxaca cheese, but if you can't find that, you can substitute it with shredded mozzarella. Let it melt, then add your meat and a nice drizzle of your salsa if you want, fold it over, and that's quesabirria. Now for a molita, you just let your tortillas sit long enough until they're really crispy, but not burnt, then add cheese. Once that's melted, add on your meat. Of course, again, a nice drizzle of your salsa, and top with another cheesy tortilla. That's essentially a molita. Then you cut that in half and serve it however you like. This looks beautiful. We have our consomme. We added a little bit of meat in there for a little...
I'd eat the shit out of that. Okay, All right, let's do this. This is the perfect roast chicken.
That means everything to you, nothing less than high quality from Purina.
At San Pellegrino Italian Sodas, life is juicier with a full flavor taste.
A classic rotisserie chicken is my #1 favorite food. Just think about it. On the outside, you've got this crispy golden brown skin that's been seasoned to perfection. And then on the inside, there's this beautiful, juicy, fall off the bone meat. And when you top that all off with some melted herb butter, you've got one of the best tasting things on the planet. It starts off really simple with a seasoning blend that includes a bit of paprika. You can always try this with smoked paprika if you like that better. A bit of garlic powder, a nice pinch of dried thyme. It's always good to use dried herbs if you're gonna be cooking for a long time, which with this chicken we are. Then a nice sprinkle of this chicken bouillon powder. What I love is that it really helps to boost that chicken flavor. Think of it like adding onion powder to onion. And finally, just a bit of fresh cracked pepper and a nice generous handful of salt. Now we'll whisk up that seasoning blend to make sure everything is combined evenly, and you should be left with a blend that has this beautiful golden tan color. If you feel like adding or subtracting any of these seasonings to make the recipe a little bit better for you, you should do it. Now sometimes I like to put on a pair of gloves for this. It's just a little bit more comfortable this way. And the goal with our chicken will be to get crispy skin. So the first step here is to dry the chicken. I actually do my best to dry it inside and out, because the drier we can get it on the outside, the crispier the skin will become. As you dry, just move it all around and make sure you cover every single corner with those paper towels. All right, Mr. Chicken. Next, I'll go all over the chicken with some olive oil. First,
every chicken is female. Roosters are, well, I suppose big ass chickens might be roosters.
all across the top, and then before I rub it in, I'll flip him over.
But usually most male chickens are killed damn near at birth to make chicken nuggets.
And then do the same thing all across the bottom. We don't want too much oil because otherwise all the spices are gonna fall off. We want just enough that all the spices will stick. Just give your chicken a nice, loving massage. The key is to hit every single part of the chicken's skin with that oil, and then eventually every single part of the chicken with that seasoning blend that we just made. If you need to, you can pick the chicken up like this and spin it all around, kind of like a rotisserie, to make sure you've covered every spot. He's looking pretty good. Now, if you have gloves on, those gloves can come off. We don't actually want to rub the seasonings in. It's a mistake a lot of people make. Instead, from nice and high up, we want to season the bird all over, and that seasoning should fall down nice and even on the chicken. I even like to go from the side, just to make sure I'm getting all the spots. As you can see, when I season from high up, it's spreading super evenly. The way you can see that easiest is by actually looking at all the little green spots where the thyme is. It's almost perfectly even across the whole bird. But the key here is really get down, look at all the sides of your bird and make sure that you have hit every spot with that seasoning.
Or again, you could treat it like a fucking rub.
Because if you put the proper care into seasoning it correctly, you're gonna taste it at the end. Now, carefully, I will roll my bird over, and same thing all across the backside of the bird. Nice, even spread of seasoning, covering every last spot of our chicken. Sometimes I even find it helps to sit it up on one side with one hand, and then do a little bit of seasoning that way too. And now, just one more side with the perfect amount of seasoning left. And now, once we feel like we have full coverage of seasoning on the entire chicken, it's ready to go into the fridge for 8 to 12 hours. And I know, it sounds like a really long time, and if you want to bake it right away, you can. But the meat won't be as juicy and tender, and the skin won't be as crispy and delicious as if you wait about 8 to 12 hours. Into the fridge we go. While our chicken is brining in the fridge, we can start prepping our vegetables, because it's nice to have vegetables sitting at the bottom of this beautiful, drippy chicken. With the carrots, we're gonna start by just simply peeling them. If you don't wanna waste all the carrot peels, you can actually turn them into these really nice crispy carrot chips. Because I don't love carrots, I'm just gonna do 3 of them. So now what we're gonna do is cut them just like this. It's called a roll cut, and it'll give us some different texture. And what I like is that some of these pieces will cook a little bit more than others, some of these pieces will cook a little bit less, and it'll make our final dish more exciting. Into our roasting pan they go. Now for our shallots. For these, we're actually gonna keep them whole. So all I'm gonna do is just peel off that outer layer of skin. And once we've peeled a few, we can toss them evenly around our roasting pan as well. And what these are gonna do as they cook is get super soft and actually really sweet. Next, potatoes. Aside from rotisserie chicken, one of my other favorite things out there. These we're simply gonna chop right in half. As far as what type of potato you use for this recipe, you can pretty much use whatever you want. Just make sure you cut them all about the same size as some of your other vegetables. And once
These would be baby Yukon Gold. Don't know why you didn't mention that.
again, into our roasting pan we go. And now what I like to do as a quick little detail is have some of the potatoes facing up and some of the potatoes facing down. And what that does, since they'll all cook differently, is give us this really nice balance that we're always looking for. And now the very last vegetable that I like to do with my roast chicken, leeks. These take a long time to cook, but once you do cook them, they're delicious. And the whole roast chicken is the perfect time to do it. With these leeks here, I've actually already trimmed and cleaned them. And if you look over here in my chicken stock, you can see I've already used all the leek tops for the stock. Just makes it taste a bit better. But for the bottom part of the leek, which is what you can actually really eat, you really have to rinse them well between all those layers to get out the dirt. So I've done that ahead of time, and now I can just tuck these nice and even between all of my other vegetables. And now to finish off our vegetables, I'll add a small ladle of stock all across the veggies. That chicken broth is almost gonna help to steam the chicken and make it extra juicy. A few even pinches of salt. And last but not least, a generous drizzle of olive oil all across the tops of our vegetables. Now let's just pretend we can fast forward to the rested chicken. This is actually the easiest part. All I do is I place this wire rack on top of my roasting tray filled with all the vegetables. And what'll happen here is as our chicken cooks, it's gonna have plenty of airflow all around it, on the top, on the bottom, under that wire rack, and it's gonna get cooked evenly and be nice and crispy all around. And then, as those juices fall off the chicken, they'll fall right onto our vegetables. And not only will they cook them in this super flavorful juice, but we can also use it as a dipping sauce later. Into the oven. We'll bake our chicken for about 3 to 3.5 hours, depending on your oven. But
all right, he already made one mistake. He lost me a little bit. He's cooking it breast side up. Always start your chicken or your turkey breast side down.
But about every 30 minutes or so, you'll want to drizzle a bit of oil over the skin just to give it that beautiful, shiny rotisserie look. Once the deepest part of the chicken thigh comes to 160 Fahrenheit, it's done. We also have something we can do while we wait. I love to make an herb-filled butter that I serve with my rotisserie chicken. I think I make it different every time based on the ingredients that I have in my fridge at home, but for this one, we'll do a touch of orange zest. I love orange zest so much. Then we'll add in some nice fresh parsley, and then a few sprigs of thyme. but you want to make sure to pull off those little leaves and remove these stems that are on the inside. And then a generous pinch of salt and some fresh cracked pepper. And before we add our butter, I'll pulse this up, just to finely chop up all our herbs. Now for the butter, I'll add in 2 sticks of softened butter, and once again, pulse. You don't want to overmix the butter here, because it's nice to have some of the bigger pieces of herbs there, but you'll probably have to scrape down the sides of the bowl just once, and then one last time. Give it a quick pulse. Now the way we roll this up is simply by taking some plastic wrap, then working quickly, we don't want the butter to melt, scrape down the sides of the bowl and place this into the center of your plastic wrap. And once we've got all our butter in there, we can fold this over and just do your best to try to shape it into sort of a square. And eventually, if you twist the sides tight enough until it sort of looks like candy in a wrapper, you should be able to find a nice surface somewhere in your kitchen where you can roll it back and forth until it shapes into a log. And this now can go to the fridge to firm up until our chicken is done. Now we wait. Watching your rotisserie chicken cook can be a little bit like watching water boil. The more you stare at it, the longer it seems to take, but in this case, I think our chicken's actually done.
So go play a video game.
Why you should never keep your gas tank above half full. For 8 years, I was blaming my car for burning through gas. Turns out, my car was never the problem.
It can sometimes be tough to know exactly when to pull it from the oven. If it glistens in the sunlight just like this one here, it's probably done. It's a beautiful bird. Not only do I love the fact that the entire bird has become golden brown here, but I also love that I can look through the little cracks on the wire rack and see all those nice vegetables waiting underneath with all the juices that have dripped off the chicken. If you want to do this the right way, you should let it rest for about 10 minutes, just like a steak. You want to lock in all of those juices into the meat of the chicken, and if you cut it now, you'll lose a lot of that. We'll move that off to the side. All I need right now is my beautiful roast chicken. I want a bit more color on my potatoes here, so I'm gonna face some up and I'm gonna face some down on a separate little sheet tray here, and that way I can broil them and get them a bit more crispy, just for some texture and even more flavor. But this is an optional step. You don't have to do this if you don't want. I'm just thinking of fun things as I go here, and I think this will give the final dish just that little extra bit of deliciousness. And into the oven at a broil, this goes. Just keep a close eye on that, because after doing all that hard work with the chicken, we don't want to just burn all of our potatoes and then have no potatoes. That would be really sad. Now, with that added step of the potatoes going into the broiler, our chicken's rested enough now that we can begin to carve it. If you like, you can just place this chicken in the center of a table and just have people take parts from all around the table. And that's one fun way to do it. But I actually like to go ahead. You hear that crispy skin? This is the amount of juice that you get when you make a rotisserie chicken at home. I'm just gonna carve in here and slice off the leg, then I'll flip it around. Oh my God, it's so juicy. Slice off the other leg, then I can actually just break off the wings here. There's one wing, there's the other. And then when it comes to the breast, sometimes it's nice to have a couple slices, but for now I'm just gonna take 2 nice big slices off the breast. If you're eating with a whole group, whoever gets this piece is lucky. Take off the other breast. Right on the top of the carcass here is the wishbone. We used to dry this piece by the windowsill, and then 2 of us would make a wish, pull, and whoever gets the longer piece, which in this case would be this one here, their wish supposedly comes true. Now, once you've
never happened.
Cleaned off this chicken carcass here, you can actually add that right back to your stock, or you can save it to make another chicken stock later. And then to plate our chicken, layer it all around my plate here. Then I want to face some of those breast pieces up to be able to melt our nice butter all over those. And then potatoes. Ooh, listen to that, crispy crackly. I'll plate a few of my nicer golden crispy potatoes, and then maybe some of the more plain ones just for color. And then a few of my really nice leeks, because those are just delicious once they've sat in all that nice chicken fat. A few of those carrots. But the thing I'm excited about above all else is actually the butter. All we need to do here is cut 1 or 2 nice rings right out of the center of our little butter roll. It should come off super easily like that. And then we can place a few of those rings over the top of our chicken. And to really make sure those are nice and
Jesus Christ, it's like a 3/4 of a stick of butter.
melted. I'm gonna go over all that butter carefully with a butane torch to really make sure that it's melted through. And you can see how right away we've got all these fresh herbs that have been melted.
Well, your chicken dinner went from a reasonable amount of calories and fat to heart attack on a plate.
Over the top of our chicken, but I actually really want to try one of these fall apart legs. These are what usually have that perfect balance between fat and meat, but actually if you take a little meat from everywhere and pair it all together in one bite with a little potato, a little carrot, and a little bit of our leek. Oh, a little more.
Oh, I didn't say I wouldn't eat it, but Any health benefit that you got from chicken just got destroyed by 3/4 of a cup of butter. Again, I'm not the healthiest cook in the universe. All right. Let's do a couple of shorts. This is from Sandwich Slut.
Hey, you hungry? Want me to make you a sandwich?
Just a little guy.
Is that an insult? Okay, I have no idea how she cooked that bratwurst. I don't know if she baked it or boiled it or what. Or if it was a pre-cooked brat, which if you have a pre-cooked brat, it's not a bratwurst. It's a glorified hot dog. Not a bad toast. Condiments fine. Egg. Bratwurst, I guess. Okay, if you're going to do this, why wouldn't you just take raw bratwurst, cut them out of the casings, and turn them into patties?
Perfect. Here you go.
Why are you keeping me in the fridge? And then I pulled one more, I think. Yeah, here we go. This is apparently Toby Keith's favorite sandwich.
Sandwich. I'm making musicians' favorite sandwiches, and today is Big Dog Daddy himself. Toby Keith is a country music icon that had 20 #1 hits and sold over 40 million records during his 30-year career. Toby had a huge appreciation for the US military and played almost 300 shows for active duty service members. These shows were in remote areas, combat zones, and even on ships at sea. Did you know that before Toby was a famous country singer, he wanted to be a football player and even played a season with a semi-pro team, the Oklahoma City Drillers? Though most people associate Toby Keith with patriotism in the Republican Party, that's only half true. He was actually an independent and even showed support for both Clinton and Obama. His favorite sandwich is humble and simple: fried bologna, cheese, lettuce, and tomatoes on a toasted roll that's slathered in mayo, mustard, and
Okay, that sandwich is probably delicious, but horrible for you.
barbecue sauce. An all-American classic.
I mean, I love fried bologna sandwiches. I don't have them often because I don't want to die any quicker than I'm already going to.
Just like Toby. The Toby Keith sandwich.
All right. Let's see. Next one. Who do we got? Oh, yeah, we'll do Arnie. Actually, the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to go take a whiz. Be right back. Okie dokie.
This bowl didn't exist 5 minutes ago.
It didn't. What happened? What is anything? Where am I? Who the hell are you people and where is my hat?
That is so good. That is so good. I bet you guys want to know what's in this salsa, right? I'm going to tell you anyway. After 2 more chips. I've made a lot of different salsas. This one's different. In this salsa, we have 10 tomatillos, 1 big garlic clove, 20 chile de árbol, 3 chile guajillos, and 3 chile puya. That puya added another really good, complex, but delicious flavor to this salsa. Oh man, no more chips. Vámonos. All right, let's get started. We're gonna de-seed these guajillo chiles. I like to just pop the stem off at the other end and open them up a little bit. You can also just kind of plump them up and tap them. If you don't get 100% of the seeds out, it's okay, don't worry about it. 1 or 2 that sneaks in there, not that big a deal. These are the puya chiles. This is a very popular chile for salsas. And this is 15 chile de árbol. Let's make sure we don't have any stems on these. And we are good to go. All right, now before we do any roasting of the chiles, let's go ahead and get our tomatillos onto the fire because these take the longest to cook. All right, so we have 10 tomatillos right over the fire here.
Okay.
We're gonna watch them for just a little bit. You don't really want to overcook them.
By the way, what the hell happened to tomatillos? They are now dirt cheap.
Want to get them just where they're nice and soft and get a little bit of color. Now I also have a double garlic here. This is actually 2 garlic cloves in one, so we're gonna lay that right here too. Let that cook for a little bit. All right, friends, it's time to flippity flip the garlic and the tomatillos. You can see we're getting some really good, quick color there. These don't take long at all, especially if you have a hot fire like we have right now. Tomatillos are cooking really quick, so we want to rotate them a little bit more. And the ones that are
What the hell is that thing hanging on the spit?
right over the fire, we're gonna trade places. These are done, just about done. I'm gonna pull them here in about 1 more minute. Let's go ahead and get these tomatillos.
What the fuck is that? Is that a duck or a goose or a... What did you kill? Or is that fake?
We're gonna...
No, it's not fake. There's a goddamn drip pan down there. What the fuck? What is that thing?
And let them rest in the blender while we cook our chiles. They're very hot. All right.
I mean, if... Is that a turkey?
All right, how's that? Look at that. This is gonna be really delicious. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and peel the garlic and drop that in there too. I thought it was a double garlic. It's 1 big garlic actually, which is fine. We'll use 1. I like to use this little strainer here for my chile árbol because they're small and they will tend to want to fall through the grate. What I like to do with these is just put it right over the fire here. Get them right over the heat for a couple of seconds, shake them up a little.
Oh yeah, just a couple of seconds. He's using lump charcoal and that shit will burn that crap in seconds.
A little bit. All we're trying to do is extract some of the flavor. So there, they got a nice.
Well, if the last guy is to be believed, these chilies now are fucked because some of them are burnt.
Quick little toast. And these will go straight into the blender as well. I'm gonna put the puyas in here and do the same technique here. We're gonna heat these up right here really quick.
I'm gonna leave that.
And you just wanna move them around a little bit. You see that smoke? That means they're hot already. See that? They're
Well, yes, Arnie, you put them over lump charcoal.
done. Doesn't take but a few seconds, friends. Now we'll drop.
Again, lump charcoal is what we used to forge steel back in the old days.
These in the blender.
That was the charcoal that forges used.
Too. And the guajillos are a little bit bigger, so these will go on the grate over here. And it's just for a few seconds also. You don't want to leave them too long because they will burn and get a little bit bitter. As soon as they start to move around and jiggle a little bit, you see that? You want to give them a flip. All we're trying to do is put a little color, extract that flavor out of them. All right, this one's ready, this one's ready, and this one's ready. All right, straight to the blender. Some cooks like to let them set in water and get rehydrated. Me, I never do that because we're gonna add a little bit of water in here and we're not gonna serve the salsa until it sets a little while afterwards. It's still gonna get rehydrated in the blender and while it sits in the bowl for a little while. This is wow salt. It's super, super special, super expensive. Just kidding. It's sea salt, just a little sea salt. And it's not really a measurement, but I would say it's about a half a teaspoon, half of a water bottle.
This is fucking wow salt. God damn, it's rarer than shit. It's like Themysciran cunt hair. Nah, just kidding. It's sea salt.
To start out with, that should be about a half a cup to 3/4 of a cup approximately. All right, let's do this. I like to give it a little pulse first, try to get everything kind of loosened up and get it to start to get blended towards the bottom too. Here we go. All right, now you want to let it blend long enough. It's usually about 45 seconds to a minute and a half, because you don't want any really big pepper flakes in there. I think we're good. Let's see what it smells like. Ooh, that smells good. I'm not coughing, so it's probably not super hot.
One way to tell.
Oh, it does have a bite. It needs a little bit of salt though. That flavor's really good. Let's pour it into our little bowl here. We added a little bit more salt. It smells amazing and it looks beautiful. Look at that gorgeous salsa right there. Just beautiful. Now it's best if you let it rest about maybe 5-10 minutes. Let all those flavors meld together and then it's gonna taste fantabulous. The aroma is really, really nice. I can smell that guajillo.
The only thing I might do is go a little bit longer with the resting time. But yeah, this is fantastic.
I can taste the garlic. The heat from the árbol it's there. The árbol and the puya both have heat. This is gonna go great on some tacos. I can guarantee you that.
Well, it looks like you have a chicken or a turkey or a something for your meat.
The puya has a different flavor. It's a flavor that I've been
Although I never use turkey for my tacos. Chicken, fine. Pork, cool. Beef, awesome. Ground beef, fine. And yes, there is a difference between all four of those. I don't think I'd ever do turkey, bison. Lamb I could do. Ground lamb I could do. Be an expensive ass taco. No, actually not that bad. Now I want to do lamb tacos. Damn it, and I can't. You know, there really needs to be an exception for, like, heavyweights like me. I shouldn't have to follow the normal DUI laws. I can drive a car right now.
Looking for a very long time, and I never knew what chile it was. Today I discovered it. It's very unique and it's very, very good. I love it. Here's what's interesting, friends. We had 10 green tomatillos, and if you notice between the puya, the árbol, and the guajillo, we have a lot more red than we have green. That's what's really interesting to me. Definitely different than all the other salsas I've ever made. That puya gave it a unique taste. I like it. I really like it. Hey, Mikey, he likes it. To go with that salsa, we're gonna have some.
Oh God, that fucking Life commercial. Do they still make Life cereal? I haven't checked in like years. Do they still make that shit?
Thin ribeye steaks. We're gonna season them up with a little American Pitmaster Wow here, created especially for steaks. And
okay, be careful. Ribeye is one of the most forgiving steaks, but those are fucking paper thin.
fajitas, nice and generously.
I mean, they're cut smaller than my dick.
We're gonna flippity flip to the other side and season that side too. All right, these are gonna be fast and furious. They're gonna cook really quick because look how thin they are.
No shit. I mean, yeah, you got about 30 seconds max aside and they're done.
These are some skinny little ribeyes. Flippity flip. They're done quick. They're so thin.
And I would not buy the bone-in version of these. That's just me. Fucking shoot me.
All right, this one needs a flippity flip. Look at that. Ooh, we're getting a little sizzle sizzle. You can see the heat pushing up, the moisture even on that bone marrow. Time to flip. I always love to see that sizzling going on. All right, now this is a thing. I forget what this taco is called. Basically, you take the whole ribeye, and mine had a little bone, so we cut it out. You just take the whole thing, lay it on the tortilla, put a little guacamole if you have some.
Ooh, okay, now I might be a little bit more on board with buying the bone-in version of these. Because that bone is going to keep moisture when it cooks. And if you're going to keep the whole motherfucker whole... Okay, now he's changed my mind.
Cilantro, onions, whatever. Today all we have is a little bit of salsa.
Damn it, Uncle Artie, quit changing my mind!
Fresh made. Salsa de árbol. Taquito de ribeye con salsa de árbol.
Not to be a jerk, though, but cheese, lettuce, they're good.
Oh, baby. That is so good. Ooh, baby. Man, oh man. Right out of the fire, ribeye, freshly made salsa. This is the best right here.
But I'd eat it. Like I said, he changed my mind on the steaks. So, I had no idea. I figured he was going to carve them up into little pieces for a more traditional steak taco. Well, I was wrong. All right, one last video for this particular stream. All right, we'll give this channel one more try. If it fails and it's boring as shit, then we're done. So this is why everyone keeps coming back to this particular pizza shop in Ronan, whatever, Louisiana, I assume.
How many pizzas do you think you've made here?
50, 60,000 maybe.
Yeah. There's nothing like a hot Neapolitan pizza coming right out of the oven. It's the best.
So it was after the plans had been approved, everything. I think it was our third inspector told us that. And we were like, so what are we going to do? And he was like, I don't know, you're going to figure it out.
What?
And walked out.
Seriously?
Yeah.
That's the part of owning a restaurant that a lot of people don't see.
Don't see.
Most pizza shops, they try.
Why is the Christ God on the pizza? Well, I suppose these wood fire ovens are temperamental cunts, so you might want divine protection.
Try to win on speed, price, and doing more. But not Ronan. This place does none of that. Smaller menus, it's a completely different feel inside, and it's just busy. So I wanted to come to LA, check it out, get a feel for the kitchen, let them walk me around, talk to the owners, and see what they're actually doing here and why people are willing to pay more for it, because that's what we're all trying to figure out. How can we become the neighborhood staple without having to discount our prices and make a cheaper product? And at Ronan, they're doing exactly that. All of that and more on this episode of the Pizzeria Insider. So Caitlin, thank you for having us.
Thank you for coming.
I know we did a podcast a couple months ago.
Okay, I might have missed it. Is she the owner, or is her husband and her the owner?
And I was like, going to LA, I would love to come see the restaurant.
Gotta check it out.
Tell us a little bit about it, but we're gonna walk in there and show everybody, but
Yeah.
tell us a little about what you guys are doing here and how long you've been here for.
For sure. We've been here 7.5 years. We're on Melrose, just outside of West Hollywood. My husband and I both grew up in LA, so I grew up thinking Melrose was like the cool place to go thrift shopping and hang out and feel kind of edgy. And we found a spot on Melrose, and I was like, that's like iconic LA. So that's where I want to be. So that's where we are. I love it. It's right in the middle of the city. Everybody can get here. No excuses.
Yeah, right? Plenty of parking too. You guys got a parking lot here?
We have a parking lot, which is wild. It's off the street, and it's down a couple stairs, which I really like.
And what is, like, describe the style of restaurant you guys have?
The focus is pizza. We do Neapolitan-esque pizza, but I would say it's really playful.
It's odd that they have a wall art.
Take on Italian food. My husband and I, neither of us are Italian. He just fell in love with pizza. It is a full-service restaurant. We do...
I'm not Italian. I love pizza because I'm fucking American. America! Fuck yeah!
Have everything else, but I would say we opened in September 2018, so like long enough before COVID to kind of get our feet under us, but not long enough to really ever have felt any sense of stability.
So you
oh God, they're in California. Oh, fuck my ass. They're lucky to be around. Thanks to that dumb fuck thinking the scamdemic was actually a pandemic.
Had COVID, then like...
But I try not to get political on here.
A year ago, the fires were happening in LA.
Yeah, and before that we had the strike, so it's kind of been one thing after another.
Well, hopefully they get it all out of the way.
That's
and
what
like
I'm
from
thinking,
here on out,
if we made it this far,
yeah.
what can be next?
Can we go take a look inside?
Yeah, come on in.
All right, let's go. I'd love to go show everybody because you got a really cool setup here.
But it's LA, like why not take advantage of being
You guys
outside?
got perfect weather here.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's one of the only things California does. I'll give California this. One of the only things it has going for it is it has perpetually lovely weather. Outside of that...
Yeah, so it's nice. It's split about 50% outside, 50% inside.
Do people prefer to sit outside or inside?
It really depends on the person. The inside does get kind of louder and a little rowdier.
Yep.
We have it's completely open to the kitchen, so you can see like that noise kind of an energy carries over. And we have this huge long table, which is great for parties. So this can get like bar, edgy.
Well, what is the curve? Is that just some weird California fat obesity compliance rule?
Like fun parties, kitchen, everybody's yelling. And then if you want to kind of just chill on the patio, be able to talk a little easier, we've got string lights.
Do you guys work every day?
No, well, thank God. But my husband does more than I do. We kind of go through waves where one of us is doing more and one of us is doing less. We have 3 kids, so somebody has to be home.
Right, yeah.
So right now we're in a wave where Daniel's doing more. Over the last summer, I was doing
I can't decide if she's hot or not.
more.
But there's always work to do. But when you're the owner of a restaurant, there's always work to do that it doesn't involve being in the restaurant.
Exactly. And I could be here during the daytime without the kids sacrificing. So I get a lot of stuff done then.
Did you guys build the kitchen and everything, all the layout and everything? So was there?
We
I think we
did.
talked about that on the podcast, but was there a lot of
Well,
issues?
they definitely have their liquor license. Oh, I can't remember the dish, but there's something they do with the parm crust.
When you guys were first opening?
So many issues. I mean, we had to get the liquor license and all of that permitted. So we had to deal with all of that. And then we had to bring in the oven, the pizza oven over here. So that had to get craned through this window, driven in through there. If you look at it directly, you'll see that it's not actually facing straight here.
Yeah.
There was a clearance issue where the door to the oven had to be a certain number of inches away from that wall. And we were off by 3 inches. It was after the plans had been approved, everything. I think it was our 3rd inspector told us that. And we were like, so what are we gonna do? Because we hadn't thought of like twisting it yet.
Yeah.
And he was like, I don't know, you're gonna figure it out.
What?
And walked out.
Seriously?
Yeah.
That's the part of owning a restaurant that a lot of people who eat.
And that's the bullshit part with these fucking inspectors and all this government bullshit. Oh, it needs to be 3 inches away. Why? Give me a fucking reason. Why? The fire hazard isn't 3 inches is not going to be the difference maker with that. It's just a bunch of unelected fucking dickheads that have a do-nothing job they can't be fired from because government unions are so strong. And now I'm getting on a political rant. But this is the bane of restaurants' existence, are these fucking inspectors. The only other thing is, though, once they fuck off and you open, you never see them again. You'll maybe see the health inspector once a year. Maybe.
Yeah, restaurants don't see.
And I mean, you've gone through rounds of plan checks. Like the plans
Yeah.
are approved, and you still have to get through this one guy, and without his signature, you can't keep moving forward. But
Yeah.
you don't know. And then, of course, when you get the fourth inspection, it's a different guy, and maybe he didn't even care.
What's the hardest part about running this place?
Is definitely the work-life balance. I think I always feel like one or the other is suffering. I mean, especially having kids, I think I love it when Daniel and I are both here and we're both
Right.
doing it, but that means there's someone else putting my kids to bed and reading their bedtime stories.
Your restaurant is kind of like your kid.
Well, then maybe you should be well, I'm not going to get into that.
Too, right? Like
Totally.
your restaurant needs you just as much as your kids at home need you. And if you're away from your kids at home, like things at home start to not run the way you want them, just
Yeah.
like if you're not in the restaurant.
They're also getting old enough where they can kind of come in and hang out too, which is fun. Like my oldest is 10, so
Okay.
I'll have her hang out with me for a full service. She can go to bed at 9:30, that's
Right,
okay. And it's kind of funny, like watching her walk around and people are like, what's that kid doing?
That's great. Does she like it?
She loves it.
Yeah.
She loves the attention.
Technically, she could actually work in the kitchen because she is your child. Well, okay. In Minnesota, she could actually work, maybe serve tables because she's your child. The labor laws kind of fluctuate when the parent is the owner of the establishment. I don't know about Jesus Christ, I can't fucking talk anymore. Running the goddamn oven.
This is a great open kitchen area here.
That was the plan. It was kind of supposed to be visible for everyone. And we wanted a full bar, and we wanted the full kitchen, so we kind of had to hybridize and kind of share the space. So we have this.
Wait a second. Hold up. Fucking hold up.
This is a great open kitchen area here.
First off, what the fuck is that mixer?
That was the plan. It was kind of supposed to be visible for everyone. And we wanted a full bar, and we wanted the full kitchen.
Seriously, they have a full liquor bar and an espresso bar in a pizza place. Look, of all the beverages that I enjoy with pizza, coffee, let alone cappuccino, would be at the bottom of the list.
And so we kind of had to hybridize and kind of share the space.
Look, there are things that I love coffee with, usually breakfast dishes. But if I'm eating pizza, coffee is the last beverage I want. I'd rather have a nice cool glass of Tang.
So we have this like median hanging shelf in the middle that like the front of it is booze, back bar, and then the back of it is all dry storage.
I love the ceiling too.
We just redid it. I actually did it myself.
You did that?
Yeah.
Is that tin?
They're like PVC. You can buy them online.
So can we show back? Could we
Yeah,
show, this
yeah.
is the kitchen area.
This
You
is
make the dough here?
We make the dough here.
You make the dough every day?
Not every day. When it's busy, at the end of the year, like December, I was making 2 a day. It was wild. We were selling like 160 to 200 pizzas a day.
Wow.
Last 3 weeks of December. So
that's great though.
It was really great.
So would you make 2 batches in the morning, like before you open?
So what? I kind of have to juggle it because we also do like Coachella out of here. So we do pizza at Coachella. It's a weekend music festival. So we bring 2,200 pizza dough balls. We drive them up in a refrigerated truck, set up all of our Gosney mobile ovens, and like have like it's in the desert. So we just like do as many pizzas as we possibly can. Yeah. So we basically can like pull the dough.
The places in LA, or anytime I say I'm gonna go to LA, people always go, "Oh, you gotta check you guys out." So you have a great rate.
People are doing wood oven pizza, and people are doing Neapolitan style pizza, but people.
Again, I think margarita and Neapolitan is the most overrated fucking pizza on the goddamn planet.
Still come in and they're like, "What? I've never seen a pizza like this in my life."
What makes yours different, do you think?
It's really slowly fermented from start to finish. We chill the pre-ferment also, so like I'll feed the pre-ferment 1 or 2 days ago if we're using like today as an anchor point. I make the dough today, and we'll use this dough Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, depending on how busy it is. So it ends up being like sometimes a 6-day process from start to finish.
And the longer it goes, the probably more flavor it has.
It is, yeah. I think it's the best pizza in LA, but
do you think customers know the difference? I know that we do as pizza guys.
Some do, some don't. Some are like, we had someone who called in and they were like, "Can I get a pizza with absolutely no char on it?" And we were like, no. Maybe this isn't the place for you. Maybe.
Pizza with no char, then it isn't cooked. Your dough's gonna be fucking raw.
Did you do more dine-in here or delivery?
We actually, it depends. Some nights we do a lot of takeout. 50 diners in the restaurant and 20 to 30 takeout orders.
Is that through the third-party apps?
Yeah, we use all of them. So it's like, we try to get people to call in, but they'll have to pick it. We don't have like delivery drivers or anything. But
LA's kind of coming up as a pizza city.
I think it went through a dip, and then now we're kind of on the up again.
Oh yeah, because you've been here your whole time, right?
Yeah.
What did you grow up eating here, like in LA, for pizza?
We went to like Mulberry Street, and it wasn't great. There wasn't a lot of good stuff. You know what I mean? It was like Domino's, and like when I was a kid anyway, my parents didn't know anything about anything.
So growing up in LA, when did you discover good pizza?
At this restaurant that I met Caitlin at, Soto, outside of Beverly Hills, it was similar pizza to this. It took you somewhere else. You know what I mean? Like it was like going to Italy and eating pizza in Italy here. And then I went to Italy and I was like, my pizza's here. It's better here.
Yeah. What do you guys do to get customers in here? Just
that's all.
Social media.
Well, some people are just fucking retarded, and they think certain things are possible. Like, can I have eggless scrambled eggs? Sure. Here's your plate with nothing on it. Except maybe the toast.
She's a mad woman.
Yeah, we were talking about that, Instagram and TikTok and all that. Yeah. Do you think you still...
Like, there was a fad where it was breadless sandwiches. That's not a sandwich, then. That's something else. That's either a lettuce wrap or a... You're just having cold cut meats.
Need those? Because you've been named to a couple lists now.
We do. We go through waves. It's LA. People forget. It's like you kind of have to be in everyone's face all the time. Otherwise, they're just like on to the next bright, shining firefly that's traveling this way instead.
It's a never-ending battle.
LA is a big, what's the new big next? What's the next thing that I have to try and take a picture of and maybe not even eat, but just get on my feed.
Do you change the menu here because of that?
We used to change it a lot, and it was polarizing. You want to have regulars. Regulars are important when the regulars are coming in and being like, what happened? So we changed, a few flourishes with the seasons. Maybe one pizza, maybe one small plate, maybe a couple garnishes will change as things change at the market. But we do try to buy like the best quality of things. So like I'm buying passion fruits at the market. I'm buying broccoli at the market, even if it's a simple sauteed broccolini. I'm gonna try and get the best broccolini I can get for that. So instead of like focusing on changing the menu so much, we're more about like trying to just step it incrementally higher.
Well, pizza's one of the most forgiving things on the planet when it comes to managing ingredients. What are you talking about?
A little bit better every day, a little bit better every season.
What's one piece of advice you give to someone who's looking to open a restaurant or a pizzeria?
Besides, don't open a restaurant?
Yeah, a lot of people say that.
Don't make any decisions rashly. Think about everything. Think about...
All right. That's where I'm going to end this. Good night, everybody.
Day.